Yeah, the topic for today is Nigeria, UK agreed to deport illegal immigrants. Recently there is MOU, that's Memorandum of Understanding, signed by UK Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood and Nigerian Minister of Interior, that's Olubunmi Tunji Ojo. The deal applied to Nigerian citizens, not other African countries. So it's only meant for Nigerians in UK who are illegal or who committed criminal offense and they are not UK citizens. The agreement focuses on non-status people, namely failed asylum seekers, convicted criminals, and visa overstayers, especially many students that have overstayed their status, but they were not renewed and they don't know what to do, so considering other options. But they are trying to eliminate all that so that your focus in UK should be, if you are there to study. If you need to transition to permanent resident, transition on time and integrate yourself properly, or study and return home as you promised in your student visa application. So what's the preamble? This deal followed the collapse of the UK Rwanda scheme and tackling that was trying to tackling immigration fraud, such as fake job sponsorship. In 2022, the UK planned to relocate, process and resettle illegal immigrants and even asylum seekers in Rwanda. They plan to take them offshore, and as soon as you make claim for refugee claim in the United Kingdom, they go and process it in Rwanda. If you are successful, you'll be protected in Rwanda rather than UK. So this is one of the measures to curtail illegal immigrant or bogus refugee claim. But the deal that did not succeed. So this is one of the measures to try to eliminate illegal immigrants in UK and specifically Nigerians, because they're in large number, and this is a deal between the two countries. So Nigerian government agreed to the terms, and they don't want their citizens just to be wandering in another country without future objective. So now, the objective specifically of the Memorandum of Understanding is: 1, remove non-status Nigerian from UK promptly. Previously it's been done, but it's there has been a lot of delay here and there, administrative delay. But with this new agreement, the government can process deportation as quick as possible without any restriction or anything that would delay the process. Also, remove deportation delays. Like I said, all the administrative bottleneck that always cause delay, they try to streamline and simplify it, that once you are processed for deportation, it should be as quick as possible. Also, to ensure that returnee, when they are going back, even though they are being deported, but it should be done in a dignified manner rather than just taking them as if they are criminal. Even though if you have been convicted of a criminal offense in United Kingdom and you are about to be deported, it should be done in a dignified manner. They should still treat you as a human being of who you are, irrespective of the crime you committed. The last one of the objective is to ensure returnee return to their country, specifically Nigeria, with all their belongings that are legally acquired. Previously, if you are to be deported, they don't give you notice and they don't give you time to also prepare yourself. But this time around, it's not something that will be done suddenly. They will process you, give you time and all you want to make sure you acquire all your legal belongings so that it can go along with you rather than leaving it in United Kingdom. So the key reform here, if you summarize it, there has been delay previously, and most of these delays are administrative in nature. So what they try to do now is to accept UK letters as a valid identification or passport. If you have passport, they will use your passport to process your deportation order. But if you don't have any valid identification that can prove who you said you are and who you claim that you are a Nigerian, yeah, there is nothing wrong with that. Previously, they will send a UK letter and contact the embassy of Nigeria in United Kingdom and probably Nigerian Immigration Service. So there have been delay from the Nigerian end by not providing the assurances and the necessary documentation in addition to UK letter. It's one thing to leave the country where you want to be deported, but it's another thing for the country of destination to receive you. So there has been a bottleneck to get the assurances that once this person is deported, they will be accepted in Nigeria. So they try to eliminate that now. Once UK issue letter, which they call UK letter, which is a deportation letter, that this person has been identified that all options has failed and they have to leave their country, that is enough to commence the process and get you deported. And more importantly, since UK is just one-way traffic to Nigeria, there is no need in most cases except to take specific airline. It's just no transit from UK to Nigeria. So it's more easy once you identify where you are going and the reception is being assured that they will be accepted in country of origin, country of destination. Also, the UK letter can now replace emergency travel document. You know, when you don't have passport, they can process emergency document, but they need the cooperation of Nigerian immigration to do so. So in that sense, that has been eliminated now that UK letter is enough, not necessarily need to get emergency travel document in addition to the letter from UK that this person is eligible for deportation. So this has been a significant reform that it's more easier to deport illegal Nigerians now from UK than before. There is no administrative bottleneck. It's simple. The country of present residency is willing to get you out of the country, and the country of destination, which is Nigeria, is ready to receive you. So there is nothing to delay. It's just to go to the flight and accompany by their officers and ensure that you exit and the plane took off, and then you are received in Nigeria. So that has been a major reform now. Furthermore, Nigerian Immigration Services has assured UK in the agreement that they will issue any document, and not only issue it, it will be issued promptly. So there will be efficiency and facilitation to make sure that it's done in a proper manner, it's done without any bias and no delay. So once UK issue a letter to Nigerian Immigration Services, they will quickly, promptly respond and get the person ready for deportation. The other one is that the Nigerian Immigration Services, which represent Nigeria, has also assured that the returnee would be received in Nigeria without any prejudice or any delay. So it's more easier now to return than before, that there will always be delay, one not returning the letter or not answering phone calls. But all that has been properly highlighted in the agreement now, that it's more easier to deport people who doesn't want to go. But if you want to go, is more of departure rather than deportation. So you have all the leeway now to take the advantage. Once things are not working, it's better to move and go and start your life and try another life in your country. So you never know if it's a blessing in disguise. So having done that in the agreement, previously, when you are deported, you're on your own. You just find your way to get out of the airport, and then either you contact your family member or your friend or acquaintance or whatever way you want to start your life back in Nigeria. But now there are agreements now which is more concrete and solidified with the Nigerian government. It's not enough to deport you now. There are assurances and preparation for reception and resettlement program, which is commendable. One, on arrival and reintegration assistance that has been established now in Nigeria according to the agreement. So by and large, there are short-term, mid-term and long-term integration services for deportees, which is a very laudable initiative. One, the short-term assistance now, unlike before, you have airport reception. They're going to receive you, like we said in the objective of the agreement. You will be leaving UK in dignity, and also you will be received in Nigeria in dignity, because you are still a citizen, and it's the responsibility of your country to still give you all the necessary dignity you deserve as a human being. Although you are coming from another country based on immigration reason, it's time for you to leave that country, but you're going back to your country and you have no other country except Nigeria. So they have no other option than to receive you, except those who committed crime that led to immigration deportation. All other immigrants that are being deported is probably because of lack of ignorance, or because luck run out of them, or they are incapacitated financially as planned, but it doesn't work out. But doesn't mean you can't return to your country and start your life as a human being. So some of the assurances in terms of reception and arrival is that the short term one is airport reception. They will receive you, like I said. Then they will give you accommodation if needed. But if you want to leave the same day, then they will let you leave, but they will just not let you go just like that. Unlike before, that you have nobody even expecting you. So if you are there, you bail your way out like a criminal to get out of the airport. In some cases, they will even deport you, thinking that because you violated immigration rules, you now become others, not a citizen, or they treat you like a criminal. That is going to change now with the agreement. They will give you accommodation appropriate for your situation and then you determine when you are leaving, or they will tell you the timeline for you to be accommodated, and then identify where you're going. And if after being accommodated, or you don't need accommodation, you just need to leave the same day, they will give you transportation fare so that you can go to where you want to go to. Also, they will give you cash assistance depending on your situation. They didn't specify the amount, but at least, unlike before that you are on your own, this time around now you are being treated like a human being. They will give you cash assistance, they will give you transportation, accommodation, and airport reception, so that is an assurance that you are being received with dignity. So with that assurance alone, you will have the guts to want to start all over again, and you might be able to start better than before. Unlike before that, the fear of return is always the problem of any immigrant that want to return to their country of nationality, because especially those who have left for a long time, they've disconnected with all the social network and all the experiences of their background. So it's very difficult, and it always creates fear and phobia to return. But this time around, it's becoming more easy to return, and if you can take the advantage, it's a welcome development. Furthermore, you have the medium-term assistance. Apart from the reception at the airport, apart from the immediate transportation money to go where you're going, they are trying to create integration services that will make you more useful and productive to the nation. Because you are coming from another country as a deportee doesn't mean you don't have value. There might be a lot of hidden value in you, but if they give you what it takes to start all over, you will be more productive, and you will contribute to nation building, and you'll be able to even pay tax. So, and then you might even visit the same UK that deported you later in life when you found your feet, and you overcome your probably mistake you did in the past. So the midterm assistance highlighted in the agreement is that they can assist you if you've lost family reunification. They can help you to locate your family depending on the assistance you need. But if you still know where your family are or who to call, they will assist you and give you all the resources to make that possible. Because many of the deported immigrants lack resources to change currency and all those immediate help. And people have been what do you call it? People have been taken advantage of, because you are coming with a foreign currency. You have nowhere to change the currency, and the first people you see, they just give you any rate to change your money. You don't have phone to make phone calls. If you ask for assistance, some people will charge you money. Just take advantage of your predicament at that point in time. I believe they will provide you phone to make calls. They will do all this that will make things easy for you to reintegrate back to your country. Also, they will support you to obtain in-country documentation. Maybe you don't have NIN, maybe you don't have identification as a Nigerian again, especially those who are going to be deported with the UK letter of deportation without any valid identity. So they will be able to help you to start all over again, get you all the documents you might need. If possible, you want to open a bank account immediately. All those are services that you need to start your life again. There are assurances that all that will be provided so that you reintegrate in dignity. Furthermore, they have signposting local services. Like I said, that still point to whatever you need. Maybe you need identity document, NIN, you want to understand what has changed in your locality, or where is your local. Some have even left before they change. They created more states in Nigeria, so they will be able to assist you in order for you to understand where to go, what services you need to start your life again. Provision of counseling services if required. If you have psychological problem of shock, relocating back, that will be there, and they will assist you so that you are balanced psychologically, and then you'll be able to be economically viable on returning as a returnee. So it's a good development if your mindset is positive. This should be more of an encouragement rather than being resisting to return. If I'm in the UK as non-status, I'll take advantage of this kind of program. Not even wait for deportation. I will ask for departure, and they will take me out of the country willingly, and I'll start my life back in Nigeria and do better, because all the support you need that people will not give you is what the government has highlighted here. So if you are focused, if you can do well in United Kingdom without immigration status, if you take all those skills and knowledge back home, I think you are going to thrive, and you are going to even return and visit UK rather than relocating to UK. Because like I said, most of the immigrants that you see becoming illegal immigrant is purely desperation and ignorance. They keep trying what is not working instead of you to cut it off and look for what works, but you still continue to try what is going nowhere, and then you will be praying for what doesn't require prayer to do. So those kind of orientation will automatically change with the structure in place. We've talked about the reception, which are part of the short-term assistant. We've talked about family reunification, which is mid-term, and other assistance, psychological counseling, and all that. The long-term assistant, according to the agreement, is that they will encourage funding for entrepreneurship. Since you are coming back from another country, if you want to start business or any endeavor that will make you to create a new livelihood, so that you can start your life all over again and be more productive, and then don't take immigration as the end of your life. So if you are relocating back to your country, it should not be a sad story. It should be just relocation of location. You are just changing location. So you might find it difficult or cumbersome to start, but even then, when you arrive in UK, whenever you arrive before you coming back, yeah, you started all over when you came, so you can start all over, and it's not going to be easy, but at least it's going to be what do you call it? It's going to be doable once you have a positive mindset. So this is a win-win program for those who have insight, who understand how to better their life. You are in life to live and thrive, not just to survive. So if you take advantage of this, I think you are going to thrive, especially since you are back to your country, no restriction. Is your place of birth, is your place of origin, is your heritage, is your identity. So I don't see reason why you should not thrive if you have a positive mindset. You might have learned a lot of things in UK that you don't know they are hidden. And then, since Nigeria is an emerging nation, there are a lot of opportunity. UK is structure, is restrictive. But Nigeria, there are a lot of opportunity, there are a lot of problems to solve. So if they give you fund or assist you, at least give you seed money to start business, there is nothing stopping you from thriving. if you know what you are doing and if you take advantage of the exposure you have in UK, and you don't allow immigration status to determine your growth in life. Also, they will provide information about local job markets. That's if you come back and you're looking for a job, why not? They will provide that. And I believe you might have, there are a lot of people that even have masters or have skill or have various peculiar skill, but they could not deploy those capacity because of immigration restriction. But with this now, if you are in your country and you start applying that you are back from the UK and you are trained in UK, I don't think the employer will be looking more of your immigration status because you are a citizen of your country. So they will be talking about your skill, your value, your capacity. So this will be a win-win situation. I remember when UBA was, I think, reorganizing the bank, sometimes in the 2004 or 2005 thereabout. They were just looking for graduates from abroad. Why? They don't care what you study. Why are they doing that? They are doing that because they believe you are exposed and you are trainable. You can learn quickly and you can understand basic training. You can understand technology if you've trained. So this is going to favor those who don't just stay in UK, just doing the manual job or just not developing themselves. You can develop yourself without immigration status because there are a lot of resources online that the electricity is constant, and then you have access to internet that you can use without any restriction. So if you take advantage of that and then you are back in Nigeria, I think you should be able to stand on your feet as soon as possible. And more so now that the government is encouraging the agriculture. So if they give you offer of seed money, you can go into farming, any kind of farming. There is no much restriction. They can even give you land that is being leased. So you have limited obstacle if you are focused and positive. They also talk about vocational training. That's part of what I'm saying. You just choose a vocational training in the area you like to start all over and go ahead and start your life. And they didn't specify, but they talk about further education. Maybe you are going to return to university or any higher institution in Nigeria. Now that they have student loan in higher education, why don't you take advantage of it? And many people don't even know that the education in Nigeria is cheaper than most places in the world. It's just that the general notion that the education system is failing, even though with the failing one, if you take advantage of it, complement it with your own initiative, had training from online and all that, you will be thriving. Because I studied in Nigeria, I knew. I studied abroad, I knew. So I can compare. The education in Nigeria is better, but it's debatable depending on who is talking about that. But with my experience, if not for the failed system by corrupt politicians, there is no education system that Nigerian system cannot compete with. At least I've studied various degree, various institutions, and I've compared it to my education in Nigeria, and I see that Nigeria, it's a standard. It's just the wrong perception and the wrong politicians that are making things worse when they are not capable of holding that position, and so they are drawing policies that are not favorable to the citizen. If not for that, there is no country in the world that Nigeria education cannot compete with. But at least I've studied abroad, and I have more than 4 degrees, so I know what I'm saying. So back to what we are saying now. What are the takeaway, like I've highlighted now? With this agreement now, for me, it's a win-win situation. And it's an eye-opener for those who can see, who have insight that they've been trapped. Some have been trapped in UK. They don't know how to get out. This is your escape route. Take it with an open mind, and that this is a way for you if you know what to do. One, it encourages breakaway from illegality. Stop living your life based on illegality. You keep watching your back. You are afraid to do this. You keep asking for people to assist you to do what you can do. But because you don't have the legal requirement to do it, you can't show up. You have to work with somebody's document. They pay to their account. They give you what they think they can give to you. You'll be squatting. You can't rent a house on your own. You can't do many things. Even if your people are coming from Nigeria to visit, you can't go and pick them at the airport. You are just living in fear. But with this agreement, it's time to move and go back and first get your dignity in your country of origin, and from there all other things will follow. Also, it will encourage jackpada, because people always jackpot, but they don't have plan, strategy, when to jackpada. They don't have timeline. When I'm doing an application for most immigrants, I always ask that question. What's your goal? Are you going to go and work for 5 years, make money, come back and start business or start your life? What is the problem you want to solve? Are you going there to stay there permanently? There's nothing wrong. Are you going to be visiting your country bit by bit, once a year, twice a year, 3 times a year, 4 years, 4 times a year? Are you going to stay where your new country permanently? You are not going back home because there is no light, there is crime, there is this. You give different excuses when you are desperate. But by the time you now come to the age of actualization, you might have burned bridges, then you are stuck. If you are in that situation now, this is a redemption for you. Take the advantage. Go back home, reconnect, reestablish yourself, and then thrive as a human being, and even work towards making yourself more credible and return to UK just to visit as a psychological restoration. That is it the same country that they were chasing me, now that I have the opportunity to come in and go out when I need. So most people or most immigrants, especially our people, Nigeria, the problem is fear, ignorance, and just lazy to do things themselves. They always live on second opinion. They have no time to do research. So if you are able to do research, you are able to bring yourself to speed. There is nothing to stay back and be doing when you have no paper. You know things are not working. Furthermore, don't think about what people are going to say. Once you overgrown that, 50% of your problem are solved. What would they say? Those are just limiting statements. As you go, you came back. But you're not just coming back empty. You have a lot of capacity inbuilt, even if you don't take a nylon bag to Nigeria. By the time you return, your eyes will open. Your reasoning will change. You start seeing problems and providing solutions that people on ground don't see. What they said is difficult. It's easy for you because you've worked in a factory, you've worked in a structured environment, you've seen how things work. You just do just little business, just one shop. The way you structure it will make difference that you start seeing your sales. And people will be wondering that is it not the same thing we've been selling here? No, because you are coming from a different place. you have capacity, you build exposure. With your exposure now, your reasoning has changed and changed better. You do things, you bring more trust to what you are doing because you know the consequence of fraud abroad. So that has changed you, transformed you. Go back home and take the advantage and use those capacity and transform yourself. Also, with this new agreement, it's going to boost foreign remittances, because now as soon as you get to UK, you can start sending money home. Either you are saving, either you are investing, either you are investing in real estate, stock market, any other thing that you know now that it's easy to return, unlike before that they will just take you and you return home without preparation. This has given you a preparation process that whatever you have on ground while you are abroad, you meet it and you take off from there. So you are not taking off from zero. You are taking off from somewhere, and it's now left for you with your attitude, orientation to take advantage of this and go. Also, it's going to, like I said, provide opportunities, hidden opportunities that you don't know, to deploy your capacity. For example, when I saw that agreement, I said, this is exactly what I've been praying for. I pray they do it in Canada, US, and other countries. Because I remember in 2004, yes, I remember, I think it was around 2004, December, a client came to me. We did consultation. He's a Nigerian. He was working with all these telecommunication company in Canada. They gave him a truck. He drive around to help people fix their phone, install their new phone, and do anything phone related. And what do you call it? Internet. Phone internet. So he came to me and we spoke on consultation basis, and he wanted to apply for permanent residency. I look at his situation. He has tried more than, I think, many years, but every application was being rejected. And there was option of skilled worker then that now become express entry now. You submit the application, you wait. You might wait 5 years, you might wait 2 years, you might wait 1 year, depending on the volume. And then they call you based on your skill. There is no English test compulsory at that time. So that's one option. But also you can do humanitarian compassionate ground in Canada, that at least they'll consider you've stayed here a long time, you've done this, you've paid tax and all that. But there was no guarantee. And at that time, they've not streamlined immigration. Computer has not been so popular. It's paper-based. So I now told him it takes between 3 to 5 years to process humanitarian application. But there is no guarantee. It may not work. Okay. So if it doesn't work, you waste another 5 years. Okay. So if you waste another 5 years, and I think he has spent about, I think about 7 years in Canada, no paper. And I think one of his first daughter wanted to marry, he couldn't go. He just sent money. So I spoke to him. I said, I won't choose for you, but this and this are your options. If we submit in Canada application, it might take another 5 years, meaning that plus 7 years, that's 12 years. You are not going to see your family for 12 years. Does it worth it? I'm not choosing for you. I'm just asking you a genuine question. Think about it. The decision is yours. But if you choose to leave Canada and go back to Nigeria, I'll prepare all the application before you go. As soon as you return and you arrive, you send me the documentation that immigration is going to give you for departure notice, and then the arrival in Nigeria. There's a document you sign, and send to me. I'll send that to the embassy. They know now you are no more in Canada. Then we can start an application as somebody in Nigeria that want to come to Canada. Okay. So he was crying, but I said, that's not issue now. The issue now is go and make your choice. And he went and came back 2 weeks after and said he has decided he's going to leave Canada and return to Nigeria. I said, no problem. So I took all the necessary fee. I called immigration. I went to border control services. I think border control services just came on board. They used to be immigration enforcement department. I think after September 11, they created them in 2003, I guess. I think they're about 1 year old, or there. It was November, December. So it was about 2 years old. It's the early 2005. So I negotiated with the border officers, and then we bought ticket. We agreed to buy ticket, because if they buy ticket, each time he's coming back to Canada, he's going to pay for authority to return to Canada. He's going to pay for the ticket fee they used to deport him and all that. I said, no, we are going to buy a ticket. He just need to bring the ticket, and then we'll facilitate how he's going to go, and he's going to go in dignity. So he agreed. Then he left. I remember he left May 2025. Fortunately for him, as soon as he arrived in Nigeria, as if they've been waiting for him, MTN was just in a teething stage at that time. They were looking for somebody with his capacity. He just got a good job and started. He built his house within 1 year. At that time, I think now, like currently now that you have money market booming, that's exactly, it was booming at that time in 2004, 2005. So I went to Nigeria in November 2006. And because he has my number, so he came, he saw me, and then invited me forcefully, because I said I was busy, but he just wanted me to go to his house. And I went to his house, and the wife has prepared any dish of food you can, more than 10 dishes. Saying, yo, I'm the prophet. I said, which prophet? I don't do immigration. I'm not a prophet. He said they went to pray for him anywhere you can talk about. He won't come up. But they say I'm the one that pray and take him to Nigeria. I said, I didn't pray for him. I only opened his eye professionally. That these are your options. And he chose to leave. So by and large, he has bought, I remember at that time, within 1 year, he was using Range Rover. And then he has traveled within, before, I think he left in May 2025. I went in November 2026. It's been for to training in South Africa. I think he was about going to Netherlands for training. He has even went to US for training before I arrived, but he has never come to Canada. So at that time, the wife was kneeling down, praying for me that I brought him. I said, I didn't do it. I just opened his eyes. So similar to this now, it might be your chance that you are still, your breakthrough is just to relocate now. You have all the capacity, but because immigration status is holding you, doesn't make you less valuable. You just need to change location where they will appreciate your skill and knowledge. As soon as you arrive in Nigeria, the miracle will just happen. All the prayer you think you've been praying that are not answered is because you are still in a wrong location. And you are being incarcerated by fear. Fear of what people will say, fear of unknown. But there is no gain without pain. You just have to take that decision. If you think things are not working in UK, yeah, you have no other country except Nigeria. take a move and go. This program is commendable. It's good for anybody who is trapped because of immigration status. Immigration status is not the end of your life. It's not a determinant of your life. You have your life to decide. You have the decision to make. So take advantage of it. I've read the Memorandum of Understanding. It's a win-win situation for people who have positive mindset. Things will change. People who mock you when you return with nothing will celebrate you within short period of time when things change. So it's just matter of personal decision, positive attitude, have the gut, audacity, move. If they give you, even if possible, before they give you deportation, offer yourself to live and live with a purpose. So apart from that now, like I said, it's going to eradicate fear of return because people are afraid how to go back to who, where. I've not built a house. I can't rent a house without being there. All this has been sought out. They give you initial accommodation or reception, and then you ask for long-term assistance. Oh, can you guys help me to rent a place to start my life or connect me with my family? And then you start your life again. Then what else do you need? If you can rely on the government, which is the cheapest thing anybody can get without any obligation. They're not asking you for any money. They are assisting you to return back as a citizen of your country. What else is more than that? Then, like I said, in addition to that, encourage new beginnings. See it as a new beginning. You have been illegal for 10 years. By the time you go back to Nigeria, in 1 year, your story can change, or your story will change, except you are still afraid or being fearful or being mindful of what people will say, because that's the first problem people have. Oh, what would they say? Me that have been in UK for who cares? You are alive. Keep hope alive and start all over. The same people that mock you, the same people who celebrate you. Provide result, provide value. Things will change. Lastly, it will encourage purposeful traveling. Don't just travel. Travel with a purpose. Why are you going? Where are you going? When are you coming back? Are you coming back? If you are not coming back, are you going to stay there? Are you going to be visiting your home? You have to have a purposeful traveling. It's not just because people are traveling, the economy is hard. When you solve the economic problem, because human beings are aging, so you are not going to be the same age when you travel. Your need will change as your age changes. So now the economic problem has been solved. You have constant light. You have good security. You have nothing to worry about. You are driving the newest car. You have a mortgage or a house. Even if you've paid your mortgage full, what else do you need now? You want to reconnect to your home country, your heritage, or all this. Then you didn't plan well. So it's a structure like an architect. You have to, this building is going to go more than one floor. Then that foundation should say that at the beginning. You can now start changing, evolving that building when you have money. You have mind to build 6-story building. Nothing wrong. But you only have money for 1-story building. Yeah, go ahead. Prepare the foundation to go up, but build 1-story building. When you have money, take it to 2. When you have money, take it to 3 until you're able to get to 6. But the foundation has prepared for that. But when you get to the top without planning at the beginning, except you want to demolish the house, that's what happened to many immigrants, that they don't plan, they just want to travel. Especially people who travel with visitors visa. It's the worst decision to change visitors visa to permanent resident. It always negates itself. It fights themselves. They are always fighting. So if you want to move as a permanent resident, get permanent resident visa, or get study visa and then you can then change it to permanent resident once your circumstances has changed. But by and large, plan well with a purposeful traveling. There's nothing wrong with immigration. Immigration help both countries. Either you're going to another country from your country, there's nothing wrong that the country is going to lose you. Yeah, they might lose you temporarily, your capacity that you have built, but if you now use it back when you go back to the same country, it's going to be a win-win. You took the knowledge from your country of nationality to the country of destination and residency, and then you are now going back, returning to your country of nationality. You're going to take the capacity back to develop the same country. That's the same thing that what this country did in Asia. They send most of the Indonesia, they send most of their citizens to the best university around the world because they don't have any resources, no oil, nothing. But they send them, they train them, they return and build a nation. If you see Indonesia now in the 60s and compare now, you see that it was built on capacity, and capacity based on the fact that the citizens were purposely sent abroad, trained, bring knowledge, exposure, and come and develop the nation. So the same thing now, this agreement is talking to many Nigerians that if you are illegal in UK, it's time for you to consider returning home. Go and build your home, build your life, build capacity, and develop the nation. Developing Nigeria is also developing UK, so that you don't just stay there and had no value, just living in fear. So based on that, in my opinion, I'm submitting that this is a good development. And thank you for your time. I will continue with the US ongoing birthright argument at the Supreme Court next week. Thank you.